Jean-Guillaume Martinez, and it's a single example of the Dassault Rafale C.
Taking off this time with a tailwind, but with that much power and almost 2 miles of runway, it doesn't really matter. Here we go. With +9 to -3, which seems to be entry level these days. All of the aircraft putting on the display using that sort of structural loading. The difference between this and all of the others is this is a completely full-on display. There is something taking place at every second of it.
With both the French Air Force, the Armée de l'Air, and the French Naval Air Arm, the Aeronautique Navale, who operate it in marinized form from its aircraft carrier, the Charles de Gaulle. It is highly combat proven, the Rafale, beginning in the mid-2000s over Afghanistan, both the Air Force and Navy. Its capabilities perhaps most excellently highlighted in the 2011 operations over Libya. Describing, in effect, a square in the sky with a roll of either corner. In Libya, Rafales went into action on the very first day of the war, and they were the first fighters in the coalition of assets assembled to participate in those operations to fly over the Libyan cities of Tripoli and Benghazi. These aircraft have assisted in French operations in Mali, and it was during that campaign that Armée de l'Air Rafales like this one carried out the longest raid in the history of the French Air Force. They took off from their base at Saint-Dizier in the east of France, and more than 9.5 hours later, they landed at N'Djamena in Chad. On the way, they'd hit no fewer than 21 different targets. Thus, at the slow, from the right, so-called show of force. That will come on the next run through, I believe, following that very impressive high-speed barrel roll. And the show of force not just being an air show manoeuvre, something that has quite a lot of tactical relevance, in particular in theatres such as Afghanistan and Iraq. It demonstrates the intent to use kinetic means, but without actually using bombs or bullets. I was in Afghanistan in 2008, and an angry crowd had gathered outside of the local governor's house. There were approximately 200 people. A Harrier was called in and did a show of force, popped a few flares out, and the crowd dispersed peacefully. In the hands of the Ramex Delta team. But here he is now, coming to the end of his sequence with a beautiful manoeuvre to finish off, a split S, pulling up, rolling at the top, and then descending into a steep approach to land, having put the wheels down at the apex. And there he is, touching down. A magnificent demonstration by Captain 10jul16. from the 292 Aviation squadron of the French Air Force with the Rafale C.
And a magnificent demonstration of a very, very quick halt there. The aircraft going from its landing speed of 140 knots to a standstill in less than 2,000 feet, without the use of thrust reverse or a parachute. Very impressive.
And without the tyres screaming in disagreement.
Full ABS, no doubt.
Time is 1:39 p.m.